by and large, any synagogue you go to, anywhere in the world, will have similar liturgy. You know, we have opening prayers, we have Shema Uvirchotecha, the Shema and her blessings. We continue into the Amidah, we have our concluding prayers, all of that. And if you are familiar with the liturgy, then you're familiar with the liturgy. And there are a couple of changes that the Reform movement has made to some of the liturgy. And one of uh, the, the, the ones that has been most readily embraced comes in the Amidah. There is a chatima, there is a closing part of the blessing that we say, Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who gives life to everything. And that has replaced a more traditional chatima that says Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hametim. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who gives life to the dead. Okay, so the reason that Reform Judaism made this change is because we don't believe in a personal Mashiach, that there will be a Messiah, a human being Messiah who's going to come and the dead are going to rise. And so this is not the Chatima that we use. We have changed it to acknowledge that God is life-giving, and that's not necessarily the original intent of the prayer is not really part of our theology or our understanding of the world. However, there are some times in life when Mechaye Hametim feels really appropriate. So the Talmud tells us that Mechaye Hametim doesn't just get said during the Amidah, but if there's a friend that you haven't seen for a year or longer, when you see them, the prayer that you say is Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye Hametim, which is to say, you were absent so long, you were missing from my life. You have been raised from the dead. You are present in my life again. And I bring this up because starting on March 1, we are back in the building here at BHSS. And it does, to a certain degree, feel like a Mechaye HaMetim moment when we get to dust off all that has been dormant, rise up again. Now, I have to say, as I was thinking about talking to you about this, there was a sort of a tear because when we say Mechaye HaMetim, look, there are people who are no longer with us, and they will continue not to be with us. And at the same time, when we gather together, when we pray together, when we converge, when we come together as a community, we lift those memories and we bring them back to mind, and we live the lives fully that the people that we've cared about who are no longer with us had lived and wish they could live. And so when we say Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hametim, it has so many varied messages and meanings for us. And so I hope that it is a prayer that you can take to heart and that brings life into yourself in the same way that spring will bring life into the world, and that all of those things that looked like they had wilted, that looked like they had shut down for the winter, get to blossom once again. So, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hametim.